All right, all right. Well, welcome back, everyone, to the Polished Playbook podcast. This is where sports, culture, fashion, and real life all run the same offense. If this is your first time joining us, then welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I want to introduce myself. My name is Sharon. I go by DJ Diamond Diva in the building, and I'm one of your hosts, along with our other host and my partner in crime, Miss Kina, aka Nails and Novels. And we are on all social media platforms. So if you want to follow us at the Polished Playbook Pod, at DJ Diamond Diva, and at Nails and Novels with a Z. All right, not with the S, with the Z. Okay. And so we're your new favorite sports girlies. We are the voice and the energy that's going to be coming live to you every single week. Each episode, we're going to break down the headlines. We're going to break down the mess, the magic, and all the moments that make sports feel comfortable. From women's hoops to the NFL to whatever chaos your timeline is serving, we got you. Okay, so just rock with this. We got plenty of hometown love, or hometown love, I should say, for our KC squads. As a matter of fact, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm repping the Mavericks. Shout out to the Mavericks. We'll talk about them just a little bit later. But like I said, we come to you with intention, a little bit of humor, and just passion for the game. So without further ado, and before we kick off, Kina, tell me about your week. We just came off a spring break. What's happening?
We did come off a spring break, and I left Kansas City.
You had an eventful spring break.
I went to LA, but we will talk about that later. But I will say I had a time, and I will say that leaving LA, I really felt inspired about what we're doing. So it was a beautiful thing.
That's what's up. Well, we can't wait to dive in and hear that. But before we do, you know, we got to kick it out with our weekly rundown. I'm going to have my air horn one day.
She is.
Mark my words, okay?
She is. She's going to have it. Yes. I'm going to have my clink, clink, clink. We're going to have all of that.
Yes. The glass toasting. Clink, clink, clink. Okay. So the weekly rundown, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of NFL action because our Chiefs have been busy. Even though it's the off season, we know all the teams are hastily preparing for the draft. And of course, our Chiefs ain't no different. They have actually been hosting a few key players in advance of the draft. And so we're going to talk about just a few really quickly so that you can familiarize yourself. A lot of people may not, if you don't follow a lot of college football, you may be like, who are these people? What's going on? So I'm going to just really briefly give you a little rundown so that way when you see these people, because a lot of these people going to be going probably in the first round.
Yeah.
So you'll kind of be able to know, oh, I remember them or whoop-de-whoop. So with that being said, let's kick it off with a name that has been popping up a lot recently, and that's Ruben Bain Jr. He's an edge rusher. And so when I say popping up, the Chiefs have actually spoken with him twice. So they met with him at the Combine, and then they actually hosted a visit with him here locally. And so to me, that signifies some significant interest, right? We ain't wasting our time talking to people more than once. If we ain't interested, okay? And we know that that's a priority for the Chiefs, the edge rusher, and we'll get into that a little bit in terms of who I think in what position sets I think the Chiefs should target. But definitely edge is at the very tippity top of the list, okay? After that, they also have hosted Traydon Stukes, and he's a corner. So we talked about how we pretty much cleared house on our secondary. So that's important. And especially with this particular player with Stukes, he actually had an ACL injury. So I think they probably just kind of want to meet with him to see what we looking like.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Pretty much that part. We know injuries happen, but we want to start off on a good foot if we can. So they're doing their homework on the secondary, which is good to know. Now, wide receivers, that's another group we want to talk about. And they've actually been stacking visits here with the receivers. So that shows you maybe not in the first round. We might see a receiver, give Pat some weapons. So Mekhi Lemon, he's one that's at the very top of a lot of mock drafts. Really strong. Carnell Tate. And even a sleeper, Ted Hurts. So they've met with 3 different receivers. And my translation of all of this is that, and I'm so proud of this, they know what we need. And they we got to do it. So we talked about the running back, what they got to do. They got Kenneth Walker. We know we need an edge rusher. We know we need secondary. So they are essentially looking to fill all of those and get the best of the best. Now, we're pick number 9. Maybe we'll move up. Maybe we won't. But let me see. Let me back up. See, I get excited. I'm going to talk about the draft in a little bit. But like I said, these are all the position sets that I think are of importance and that we need to be focused on. And they've brought multiple people in the building. Before, and I talked about this, there's some other players that we've acquired prior to the draft to kind of fill in some of those spots. And I'll kind of recap those. This is at Rally House, actually, when I kind of mentioned some of those acquisitions. But before I get into that, defensively, too, we've had some other visits. Versatile guys like Arvell Reese. And that's somebody who I think could fit perfectly into Spags' system, okay? Spags loves to mix it up and shake it up, and Arvo Reese, I think, would be a good fit for that. They also brought in Renee Conga. He's a late riser, Caleb Banks. And so this is kind of to kind of give us some interior D-line depth. So these are some more defensive players because we did take some hits to the defense.
Yeah.
This is the tough part. We just have a lot of gaps to fill. So everything is important, but we got to, it's like, I don't know. It's just so many. We got to have defensive additions. We have to, in my opinion, got to have an edge rusher. And then the wide receiver is the one position I feel like, while you may say we do have some depth there with Xavier Worthy, we know Rashee Rice will be here. Doesn't appear that he's going to miss any games. Yeah. I still feel like we got to have another player there.
I agree.
So it's just like, what do you do? Luckily, we have a lot of draft picks. Shout out to Trent McDuffie. I'm still sad that he left, but this is going to give us a little capital to fill a lot of these holes. They also met with a tight end, Oscar Delp. Okay. So he came through as well. So once again, this kind of signals that they're looking long term for that replacement for Kelsey. We know he signed the 3-year, essentially a 1 year. So we're going to be looking to backfill that very soon. And why not now, when somebody can sit at the feet of one of the greatest to do it? So like I said, all of the position groups that I thought they should be looking at, they have brought in people and brought in some pretty big names. So we'll see if that gives us a wink to who they might be looking at to draft first. So the Chiefs actually, after they lost some key pieces, they said, we're not building, we're reloading. They're not rebuilding, they're reloading. And I like that.
I like that change of wording. Yeah.
Reloading. So I feel like we talked about that before. Like, do we think this is like a complete retool, or is this?
It's a reload.
Yeah,
I like it.
We just had a little break,
We gave other people a chance.
We back. And so with that, like I said, there were some acquisitions that we made prior to bringing in any of these young players for the draft. We added Kenneth Walker, as we already know, to the big 3-year deal, which is a huge shift. Defensively, they added Alohi Gilman to lock in the safety spot, plus Kyrus Tonga for some size up front. The secondary, they're patching things up with Kader Kahu and then also Kyer Elam. So those are some folks they brought in. And then also Amari DeMarcado, and he's coming in kind of as a complementary piece to that run game. So also another running back as well, which I still wouldn't be mad if we got Love.
Oh, the guy in the draft.
Yes.
What is
he ain't gonna be around. He's
not.
He's not. But that came
Jeremiah
up.
Love.
That came up. There we go. Jeremiah Love. I said I could think of the first name. I'm like, Love. But that was a debate that came up online, is if he is available at 9. Would the Chiefs go for him, or are we moving on because we've already got Kenneth Walker? And honestly, he's not off the table. He's really not. Yeah. And I wouldn't be mad at it, because think about that. 1-2 punch with Jeremiah Love and Kenneth Walker? What? Like, there's no respite for the defense. It's like, if he's sitting down, then the other one's in. Like, that would actually be crazy. But honestly, he's not. He ain't gonna be in the board.
He ain't gonna be there at 9, but you know.
He ain't. So I'm gonna just speak in reality. Yeah. So we moving on from that. But if he was, then it's like, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
So there's that. We're gonna move on to the draft segment, and I'm gonna try to keep this very short and sweet. But we gotta do it because the draft is April 23rd through the 25th. And I put together just a list of a few people that I think the Chiefs should be targeting within the first and the second round. So obviously we know there's a lot of talented players. I mean, this is a really good draft class, I believe, that's going to come out, but we can't get them all. So what do we focus on? And so that's what I want to narrow down for you today, is who I think the Chiefs need to focus on. So we're going to start it off. And you can go ahead and put up our first pick here real quick. So the players I think the Chiefs need to target. First and foremost, now we have the number 9 pick, 29 pick. We've had an inconsistent season. We know Patrick Mahomes went down. He was injured. We're in a rare position to reload, and we have a position to get some elite talent. With that being said, I believe our biggest need is the edge rusher. Like I said, we just need to do that. Edge rusher, wide receiver, and then the D line. Okay, not saying we don't have other gaps. I'm just saying you got to target. Those are the ones I think that we look at first. Now, with that being said, we start at edge. The first picture you see here is David Bailey. Now, he's one of the most pro-ready pass rushers in his class, 14.5 sacks and a nation-leading 20.2 pressure rate in 2025. So that means he's getting through to the quarterback, which is what we need. And that's production that can be effective immediately. Like I said, we talking about this ain't no rebuild where we looking to go over the course of multiple years and get it back. No, we are looking to be effective immediately and hopefully be back in playoff and Super Bowl contention. So he's a guy that will definitely do that. And he's also a guy that you'll see on the top of a lot of the mock drafts. Him, and then also Ruben Bain. We talked about him. We know the Chiefs have, courted him a bit. And we'll pull his picture up for those that haven't seen him. He's next on the list, and you can't sleep on him either. He's had 71 pressures, an elite 23.4 win rate, meaning that he gets past that defender most of the time, and he is putting pressure on the quarterback. He is disrupting passes, which is what we need, okay? And he also brings the kind of energy that would be perfect opposite of George Karlaftis.
We love that.
That would be amazing. Now, I'm going to flip it to the offense because we know we want Patrick to have more weapons. Now, Carnell Tate, he's a clean and reliable option. He had 51 catches, 875 yards, 9 TDs, and 0 drops. Let me say that again. 0 drops. Y'all recall in a time that's not too far away when they was dropping them passes.
Dropping it like it was hot. Yes, constantly.
I said, what's going on? So for me, when I saw that, I said, come on. That's the kind of consistency that we need in this offense. So that already, to me, makes him a top pick, and he's a reliable pick, which is what we need, okay? That could be Patrick's best friend. If he can count on you. Boy, I tell you, because we know Pat will get the ball to anybody. So
as long as you're going to catch it.
Exactly. So he'll be looking for a favorite again this year. So he's one that I've got down. You've got Jordan Tyson. So he's got a high upside. He's a red zone mismatch, or he has red zone mismatch ability. So he can exploit some of these defenders, which is what we want. He has 61 catches, 711 yards, and 8 touchdowns in just 9 games. So not even a full year.
Oh.
And he's up there. His numbers are up there. Also, another one I threw in that we don't want to overlook is KC Concepcion. And that's him there. He had 61 receptions, 919 yards, and 9 touchdowns in the 2025 season. He's super productive. And once again, I think he could be a steal if we were able to get in there and get him early. So lots of options on the receiver front. Now, we got to move to protecting the golden goose here, protecting Patrick Mahomes. And so Francis Malinois. Yes. Pat myself on the back because some of these names, but I get it all the time. I am somebody that my name gets mispronounced.
Same.
All the time, even with the hyphen. Sharon. Fine. Whatever. Just give my stuff. That's
please,
fine.
Please.
So I tried to do my due diligence. I hope I did you proud there. Now, he is somebody that's part of this conversation. Shockingly, he only allowed 2 sacks in 16 games. Only 2. So he is protecting his quarterback. And that's what we want to see. We need Patrick to remain upright. We don't want him fighting for his life every week.
We're tired of watching
We need him on his feet.
Tired of it.
We're just tired of it. So off the rip. Now, like I said, he's one that may not make it to 9. But once again, we talked about the draft capital that the Chiefs have. We might move up to get one of these players. And that's the thing. I know before Kina, I was like, we don't need to move up, because we have a lot of gaps. I think that we just get whoever falls to us at 9, and maybe they will. But at the same time, I can see some of these, like these are, we're talking about blue chip players, players that can automatically come in and make a difference in your offense and your defense. They're going to be gone.
Yeah.
And so I think that possibly, depending on who it is, I wouldn't be upset if we moved up a bit. If we didn't, I still feel like we would have some really solid picks at 9. But I'm leaning towards now, like, they gonna be off the board. We might have to
make a move.
So we gonna see. Like, if this is what makes the draft so interesting for me, is that just seeing where we fall. And the Chiefs have not in the past, I don't know how many years, we ain't had no number 9.
No,
we usually be at the end because we're in the Super Bowl. You know, so this is exciting that we're gonna get like somebody that's just really dope. Okay, so like I said, he's one to definitely keep your eye on, and he's, I think, a great long-term answer for us at right tackle. Okay. Defensively, I'm thinking in the trenches, Peter Woods, okay? He is somebody that brings explosiveness inside, and then he also could develop into an anchor in our D-line. So I'm kind of excited about him. Another one, so this is a tight end, and I talked about him before when I talked about the combine.
Yep.
And I said somebody, because we talk about backfilling Travis Kelce, is Kenyon Sadiq. He's the one who ran that 4.39. He had the 43.5 vertical, and he's basically a wide receiver in a tight end body. So, I mean, you can't get no better than that. I feel
like what else can you ask for?
Not a lot. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Travis Kelce did a lot of that too. You know, he was one of Patrick's main targets. You know what I'm saying? And so if we have somebody else that's versatile like that can fit into some of those different packages and still be a big body up there, throw some blocks, child, you might have to take him off the table. Yep. Take him off the table. So I don't know. Like I said, edge is super important. So I don't know if he'll be the first, but depending on how it falls, because we got 2 in the first. We'll see. Maybe he'll be 29 if he's still on the board. Probably won't be on the board at 29.
We'll see.
But like I said, I think that he would be great and a great mismatch for opposing teams with his skill set and versatility. So essentially the blueprint for me for the draft, Kina, is simple. We need to go edge or a receiver, I think.
I agree.
For the first pick.
Yeah.
Edge or receiver. We've been blessed to get some good defensive picks in later rounds too. Like I talk about L'Jarius Sneed and all of it. Like, so there's potential in the later rounds to kind of beef up that defense and stuff. But I think the first one is either going to be edge or it's going to be a receiver that we get. And I think, you know, I kind of mentioned this earlier. I'm going to see if we sit back. I've been surprised. I wonder if we're going to move on up. But what do you think, Kina? If people coming off the board early, you think the Chiefs should spend some of them picks in order to move up and not be at 9?
If there is someone that the Chiefs have great interest in and they're like, look, honestly don't think we can move without him, then you make that move. I know you have to give up some things for that, but if it's somebody that you think can fit into the Chiefs system immediately and perform immediately, then make the move.
I agree. And like I said, we'll take it from the Rams. They say, get these draft picks. We don't care. Like, we won't.
Right.
They gave up all the draft picks, all the loot
for
Trent McDuffie. And so sometimes you have to do that to get a player that's going to be one of the future names of the league. You might have to give up a little bit of something. So I won't be mad about it if they do, but like I said, I'm curious to see where it falls. Now, moving from the draft, but still we're talking about prospects, I want to circle back to Ruben Bain, because this is something like I normally don't like this, because I just feel like if somebody has done something and then they've paid recompense for that or whatever, I'm not trying to be messy and bringing that stuff up. But it has resurfaced, and it's been kind of a big topic in terms of his history. And so it affects the draft because, and I'll give an example. We had a player, Tunsley was his name, I believe. Laramie Tunzel, actually. And so there was some controversy that came out about him. This was, I think, before, you know, marijuana was legal and accepted. And so it was a video of him, like, in this mask or something like that, smoking. And that kind of affected his draft capital a little bit. It knocked him down. And so if y'all aren't familiar, when these players get drafted in the first round, they get money for that.
Yeah.
Big time money. And so we saw with Shador, you know, how he should have went earlier, but because they wanted to, for whatever reasons, knocked him all the way down. Was it round 5 or something dumb? Crazy. So the draft order and when they're picked, it makes a significant difference for these players, for their pocketbooks and things like that. And so this could be potentially affect him. Now, to that same point, when you do things, you have consequences, things follow you. However, the question is just, at what point and of what purpose is it?
Yeah.
The issue that I'm bringing up with Ruben Bain is that back in, and I believe it was at March of 2024, they revealed that he was driving with a 22-year-old passenger. That young lady that was the passenger tragically lost her life. Rest in peace to her and condolences to her family. And that was later. It wasn't immediately, so it was later down the line. And so because he was involved in that, and that was someone who passed, they decided, hey, well, we're going to bring it up so that you can know who this player is in advance of the draft. And so the reports of teams is that they were aware of that previous incident with him, but most of the general public maybe wasn't aware of that. So because of that, and because it's new, and because he is, as I mentioned, one of the top prospects in the draft, it's news, you know. And so I know that's a painful thing for everybody to relive, I'm sure, including himself, the family of those people. And so my question is that important? Like I said, when teams are already aware of this, he's been vetted, he's been transparent about this during interviews. Do you see a point in bringing that up? Do you think that that's helpful, harmful, or are we seeing this across the league with everybody, where they're doing this with all players, or is it just certain players, our African American players, they want to bring up the history? Because like I said, this does affect his draft capital. Now, with that being said, there is still a ton of interesting teams. So it's not a situation where I think he's not getting drafted or he's not going to go in the first round. I 1,000% believe he's still going to go in the first round. But my question is just, does that matter? Like, should we focus on bringing up, well, back in this time he did this? Like, what does that help?
Like, was he charged with something here?
Nope. And I'm going to look. He got a citation. It says, others were questioning where Bain was completely transparent during interviews, especially with the second. So this is a second careless driving citation that he had in 2025. So apparently he had a citation in 2025. So they're saying, like, this is why they bring up the history to say that maybe this is a characteristic or a pattern for him behind the wheel or what have you. And like I said, there's been mixed emotions about it. Some people are like, you know, we've known this. It's past. And other people are like,
I get both sides. I get both sides. I mean, we've heard a lot about careless driving, and we've heard about it in NFL, NBA, and it's really painful to know that someone lost their life behind it, you know. But why are we still talking about it when it comes to him as a football player? Like, if he's transparent about it, you said, he's talked about it. Has everyone that it affected moved on? Like, I'm not saying that her family moved on because that's difficult. Yeah. I'm talking about as far as him, what does that change with him as a football player?
Well, in terms of his production on the field, I don't believe anything. But I think the argument for some people is that, well, this is a character situation. Yeah. Do we want someone who has had this previous incident, or he's had this and then he's had some other citation? Like, what does that say about him? And we do know, unfortunately, some of these personal things, they transfer over. You know, you can't overlook certain things, but it's a question of timing as well, because as we mentioned, this isn't new news. This was already known, but it just became brought back to the forefront right around draft time. So that's kind of the thing. It's like, is this a help or a hurt? Is this necessary when if the teams are already aware? Do we need to bring this out so that the public knows? Is it the public's response? Like, do we need to know? You know,
I feel like the team need to know, which they do know, and then maybe they can offer some sort of help with any situation or anything that this person is battling, or if this is a character trait, something they can help him figure, hey, we're going to get you a driver. Or you're not driving if you can't present yourself as a normal driver. It's just, I don't think we needed to know because it's something that, you know, I didn't know about, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know until
so it's like, it doesn't, I'm not drafting anyone, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I do think the teams need to know, and they did know, and he's been transparent with it, and you just move on from there. You let them know that this can't happen in our organization. You be stern with it, because again, someone lost their life behind recklessness.
Right.
So,
and I don't know all the, you know, the intricacies in terms of what happened in that accident. Like I said, it wasn't on scene. It was, I believe, I don't know if they said days or maybe a month or so later that she actually, you know, succumbed to that, those injuries. But like I said, that was what was brought up. And so that's kind of been a stir of controversy where some people are kind of outraged about it, and then some people are saying, well, if the teams already knew, then why do we do this to people? And then it's not, we don't see it all the time.
Right. We don't see everybody's dirty laundry.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the other piece of it. And like I said, from a production standpoint, from the team standpoint, in terms of how he stacks up against the other edge rushers, as I mentioned, like David Bailey, who's one of the top, Arvell Reese, who's up there. Bain actually still comes out on top, even though he had the short arms. When there's somehow his his reach and stuff, he was the shortest of anybody at the combine.
Like his reach?
It was his
like some T-Rex arms?
So what it is I guess there's a golden number, I guess, of what they want it to be, because I guess when you're blocking, you have the greater reach you have. And I don't remember what his exact numbers was. I remember talking about it and reporting that, like, when we talked about the combine and what they were. But yeah, they said he was the shortest ever.
Wow,
like his was the
ever.
Shortest. But I mean, but look at the numbers.
He's still producing.
So it's like, does that really matter as much? So even with that, he has 14 and a half sacks, which is more than both David Bailey and Arvell Reese. He's got 21 tackles for loss, again, leading that group, 78 total pressures. And that led the college football league. And then, like, as I mentioned, the 23.4 pass rush win rate, which is the best among the top prospects. So in terms of his numbers, even with that, he's still balling. I mean, so that's why, like I said, there's interest. But like I said, I get it. it's just a sensitive subject. And like I said, if we're going to do that, then we do it for everybody. But I just don't know at what point everybody needs to know everybody's personal business. Because I'm sure everybody got something, not saying it's something is extreme. That's extreme. I'm not taking that light. Yeah. But, you know, everybody has things in their past that maybe they've, you know, made amends for or worked to get past. And so if we bring that up every time they're at the brink of success, it's kind of like, well, what's the point? If we didn't bring it up back then, why do we bring it up right before the draft when this is a pivotal moment? So I don't know. That's the debate. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think that that's important? Should we know as fans, as people watching the game, what the history of some of these players do? Or is that not important? It should only be in-house for the players, the staff, and the families to kind of know what's going on personally with these players. Yeah. Okay. So there is that. Now, that's all I'm going to say. Because I could be going to, I'm going to just leave it at that. And we're going to move on to the NBA.
No, we're going to move on to the WNBA. We're moving on to the ladies first.
Ladies first. Ladies first. What we got, Kina?
Now, look.
WNBA.
I could sit here and talk about what is going on in the league for hours because it is so much. We have free agency, which has been bananas. We have trades, which have been crazy. And last night we had the draft. Yep. Well, Monday night we had the draft because by the time y'all see this, it won't be Tuesday. So let's start off with the free agency frenzy. So there's been so many people switching teams. There were so many free agents. It's crazy. Like if you looked at the list, pretty much 80% of the league was a free agent. So everybody can mix and match and move wherever they wanted to move. So I'm going to talk about a couple of notable ones because there's a ton. I think I had a list of like 40, and I'm not going through 40. But I'm going to talk about some big names. So Monique Billings, she was with the Golden State Valkyries, and now she's moving to the Fever. We have Alana Smith, which was co-defensive player of the year at the Lynx, and now moving to the Wings. Okay. Brittany Griner, she was with the Atlanta Dream, but now she's moving on to the Connecticut Sun, and I will talk about why that is in a little bit. So we have Natasha Howard. She leaves the Fever to head to the Lynx, and then Jonquel Jones, I don't know if you know who Jonquel Jones is, but she plays for the New York Liberty. Okay. She's staying there, one of their top players. The Liberty is going to be insane this year. So I'm going to have to get back to New York to watch a game. We got Jewel Lord re-signs with the Aces. Lexi Hull re-signs with the Fever. Dewana Bonner and Alyssa Thomas both re-signed with the Phoenix Mercury. Shakira Austin re-signs with the Washington Mystics. So there's people that are staying where they are, and there's people that are moving. And let's talk about people that are moving, y'all. Let's talk about my favorite. She is moving on from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream.
Y'all already know who it is.
Y'all already know I'm talking about Angel Reese. Like, y'all already know that. I was on my flight to LA when this popped up, and I was like, what? Because she's still under a rookie contract. So you don't really
see movement.
You don't see movement. But I will say there's a lot of them that are in a rookie contract that we saw movement in right here. So she is moving to Atlanta, and I'm super excited for her to move to Atlanta. She's going to be playing with Alicia Gray, Naz Hillman, Ryan Howard, Brianna Jones, Jordan Canada, and she's in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta.
Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play.
That's where she should be. And let me tell you this: Chicago as a city is one of my favorite cities to visit.
I do.
But the way Chicago Sky kind of did her when she was requesting, hey, why don't we bring some vets in, some people that can actually help her and Camilla with everything, as she was their franchise player. She was the face of their team. They were like, no, we'll just go ahead and trade you. But after they traded her, what did they do? They did what she asked. So now the Chicago Sky have acquired couple of my favorite people. Rakia Jackson from the Sparks, Dejanay Carrington from the Lynx. They got the Skylar Diggins from the Storm, a vet that is about to whip these girls into shape as soon as she gets there. Good luck, y'all. Then they also got Azarae Stevens from the Sparks, who actually played in Chicago before. And then a questionable trade, J.C. Sheldon, who is also under her rookie contract, just like Angel and Rakia. They got her for their 2028 first-round draft pick, which is a lot for her. And I'm not saying J.C. Sheldon isn't great. I mean, she's in the league. She's good. But that's a huge thing when you have so many great talents coming out in 2028, like Sarah Strong from UConn, top player. And y'all just like, we'll just take J.C. So it was just like, that's just strange. Why would y'all do that? Chicago, to me, the Sky's front office has been acting like a very unserious organization. And it's sad to see because I love going to Chicago. Now, I'm going to come to Chicago when Angel's there, when y'all play Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a good one.
But, you know, it's insane. Like, when I saw that she was moving on and where she was going to, honey, you know, I bought my tickets right then. I was not playing around. I'll already be in Atlanta that week, so I was like, let me grab some tickets. So I'm going to go to the game and see her there. But just the way the movement happened is crazy. It's like the WNBA is huge, and people are now tuning in, and they're seeing all of this craziness happen. So I'm just excited. But that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Remember, we talked about the CBA deals. The ladies are getting money.
That's right.
They're getting money.
Big time.
They're finally getting what they deserve. And they probably deserve more. Yeah, air horn. Yeah. They deserve more. But hey, this is a start. So Jackie Young of the Aces was the first to get her $1 million contract, the first ever WNBA player to make $1 million.
Wow.
Come on, Jackie.
Can you believe it?
Yes.
Wow. And how long has the WNBA has been
30 years. It's the 30-year anniversary this year.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah.
30 years. Yeah, 30 years.
That's wild.
But she's not the only one. There are so many other ladies that are getting these deals done and getting those $1 million plus, and I'm super excited. We have De'Erica Hamby with the Sparks, Jordan Canada with the Dream, Arike Ngumbawale with the Wings, Marina Mabry with the Tempo, Alicia Gray with the Dream, Satu Sabli. She is one of my favorite players too. She played for the Phoenix Mercury, but now she's going to the Liberty and catch her bag there.
They stacking.
The Liberty is going to be something else this season. It's something to see because you still have Sabrina Ionescu, who's also been getting her $1 million. You got Breonna Stewart, Jonquel Jones. Now you have Satu Sabli. I mean, they're not playing around. Now, there's a couple people that we haven't heard about their millions, but we know we're getting. NECA is going to get her $1 million, and she's actually going to the Los Angeles Sparks, which she played there before. So she's leaving Seattle to go there. And then, of course, Asia. She's going to get her $1 million. And, of course, she's going to be staying with the Aces. Sure. So we're not seeing any movement there. And the Aces has got a stacked team, too. So it's going to be the Liberty and the Aces. You know, the Dream got a nice little team. The Sparks are going to have – it's going to be very competitive. And I am very excited. You know I'm excited.
I know. Shout out to my mom. I know she's excited, too.
Yeah, Mama was like, Los Angeles Sparks.
Yes, I know. My mama is the LA Lakers and the Sparks.
Yes, so
LA through and through.
Get your mama to a game.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Get her to a Sparks. Has she ever been?
To the Sparks?
Me neither. I met somebody that plays for the Sparks this week, and she told me I need to come back to a game. So maybe me and your mama go.
Yes. Absolutely. I would love that.
So speaking of the W, the draft, like I said, was Monday night, and our girl, Azzi Fudd from UConn, was the #1 pick. She looked absolutely stunning. She's going to the Dallas Wings. I'm excited for her. So I've gathered the first round, and I'm going to just talk about the first rounders. So Olivia Miles got the second pick. She's going to Minnesota Lynx, which is great for us because we were able to watch her in the Big 12. She played for TCU, and I love her game. So I'm excited to see her here when the Lynx play the Nigerian national team this month. So I'm super excited about that. Our fam, Tiam, went to the Seattle Storm. Lauren Betts. And this is crazy. UCLA had 6 girls in the draft, and they all got drafted. And they were the ones that just won the national championship.
Cranking them out.
Insane. So they all got drafted. So Lauren Betts is going to the Washington Mystics. Gabriela Jaquez, also from UCLA, is going to Chicago Sky. Kiki Rice, also of UCLA, is going to the Toronto Tempo. Iana Martine Cardon with the Portland Fire. They got her for the 7th pick. She's from Spain, but she's not even going to be joining the team until the 2027 season. So the Sky did this last year as well. They drafted somebody higher up in the first round that did not play this season. So I don't know.
What? Why is that?
I don't know. I don't understand that. If I'm going to be drafting players, I need those players now, especially for Portland. They're a new team. So I didn't understand that pick, but hey, I'm not a GM. So I don't. Then Flau'jae, one of my favorites, Flau'jae Johnson, got drafted by the Golden State Valkyries, #8. She went to LSU. But she got traded during this draft, and I'll get there in a second. Then we have another UCLA girlie, Angela Dugalich, going to the Washington Mystics. Raven Johnson, one of my favorite players from South Carolina, going to the Fever. Cody McMahon going to the Washington Mystics. Nell Angloma going to the Connecticut Sun. Medina Okot going to the Atlanta Dream. So she's now one of my favorite players because I have switched teams to the Atlanta Dream. and then Taina Mayer going to Seattle Storm. And the last, not the last because they did have another girl get drafted, UCLA girl, Gianna Nepkins going to the Connecticut Sun. So in the second round, Marta Suarez, who played for TCU, I think she was the 16th pick, got traded. Her and Flage got traded. So Flage is now going to the Seattle Storm, and Marta is going to the Golden State Valkyries. Now, we see this a lot in the NBA draft. There'll be trades during out, but I don't think I've seen it during the W. And Kathy, Miss Commissioner, she just said, there's a trade. She said the trade, and she moved on to the next pick. And I was like, dang, girl, give us the time to process. We were all excited for Flage going to Golden State. Now she's going to Seattle, which she'll be great either place she's going. So I'm excited. I'm very excited.
A lot of movement.
A lot of movement, a lot of new faces.
Excitement to look forward to.
And these rookies here are going to be making some money. Because of that CBA, AZ Fudd is coming in making $500,000. When they were making like $60,000 and $70,000. So I think that is awesome. I'm super excited for these girls. I'm wondering if any of the retired players want to just come back for a little bit.
Because it's like this is the moment that everybody wanted. I know that they are happy, but there is a piece of that. Dang. Why they got to do that when I leave? Like the same thing happened. I went to Mizzou and they did all these upgrades. Now I got to experience a little bit. They updated the rec center and all of that. So I got to experience some of the upgrades. But they did like the not the BCC. They did the black hole, which is what we call kind of like our. Well, that's never mind. I ain't gonna get into all of that. You know how you have your student union where you have your bookstore and all of that, and so the black hole is kind of like where we all congregated. But yeah, they redid that whole thing. They added in all these bells and whistles, and I'm like, dang, I wish they would have had that when we was there. So I know there's a component that's like, well, why couldn't they have that when I was playing? But I know that they're overall extremely excited and happy because this is a huge advancement for the women and for the league in general. So
took 30 years.
Shout out to them. I'm glad that it's happening as it should because they are bringing in revenue. People are excited about it. People are going to the games. So they are the face of the league. They need to get paid for
They do. And it took 30 years. I'm excited. If you have yet to go to a game or even watch a game, please do. Support these ladies. It's a great time. I promise. Woo! 30 years. And I met 3 WNBA players this week, and we'll get to that later, and my heart is full. So we'll talk about that later. But let us move on to the men.
To the men's now.
Because it is playoff time. It's playoff time. Playing games start this week, and the playoffs start this weekend. So, you know, my Lakers came in at 4th, which I'm happy about that because I think we had to do the play-in last year, so we don't have to do the play-in this year. But with that being said, you know, Luka got hurt in that blowout game against OKC that I just turned off in the second quarter because I'm not going to watch this.
It was so bad.
I don't need this type of negativity in my life.
Right.
Turned it off.
I ain't signed up for this.
No, turned it off. But Luka got hurt in that game and so did Austin Reeves, so they were ruled out for the season. So they didn't play it for the rest of the season. Luka actually went to Spain to get like better recovery. Like, so he got a treatment there. So they're actually reevaluating him on Friday to see if he'll be available to play. And Austin Reeves is out as well, and they're looking at him to maybe come back midway through this first
through the playoffs.
Through the first round of playoffs, which is good because they do play the Rockets. They're going to be playing KD, so we'll see how that goes. So let me talk about all the seeds. So on the West, OKC, of course, the number 1 seed, followed by the Spurs, then the Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, and then the Timberwolves. Now, in the play-in tournament, we have the Suns versus the Trailblazers, and then the Clippers versus Golden State. So I had somebody ask me this earlier that did not understand. She's a football girly. Shout out to Black Girls Love Football because she's the one who asked. So she asked, how does this play-in tournament work? So how it works is the 7th and 8th seed play each other. The winner of that game automatically moves into the playoffs. The loser of that game waits for the winner of the 9th and 10th seed game. So the 9th and 10th seed game, whoever loses that game is done. So then the winner of that game plays the loser of the previous game, and then that person is in the playoffs. So that's how the play-in tournament works. So as far as the East side, we have the Pistons. Crazy. The Pistons were not good a couple years ago at all, and they are the number 1 seed in the East. And then we have, followed by the Celtics, the Knicks, Cavaliers, Hawks, which y'all traded Trae Young, and now y'all fit. Okay. Anyway, and then you got the Raptors. Really? Look, did I not look at this because the Raptors? But anyway, the West is way more competitive than the East, so we'll just look at it that way. And then in the play-in tournament, we have the Magic. Shout out to Angel Reese's man, Wendell Carter Jr. And then the 76ers in the 8th slot, and then the Charlotte Hornets in the 9th, and the Miami Heat. Shout out to Bam Adebayo, who is AJ Wilson's man, in that 10th slot. So...
Oh, we got to think of a name.
Because they're not wags.
Right, yeah. I was like, what do we call them? I guess I don't know.
The hags, the husbands. We can't really, because it's husbands and
habs.
The husbands and boyfriends. That's what they are. So I'm really excited about the playoffs. I feel like it's going to be a lot of good games, a lot of good teams. Who do you think may come out on top? Think we OKC again, back to back?
Man. That's the tough. Like I always say, you just never know.
Right.
With basketball, you get a little bit more of a buffer because it's not one and done.
Right.
You know, so if you have a bad day, you can recover.
You can redeem yourself.
I'm always, like I said, just in my heart, I'm going to go with the Lakers. And I know, but I just feel like in a playoff situation, when you have people with experience and time, just anything can happen. And they have been playing really good.
They
They had their slumps and stuff. They go up and down. But that's who I would say. I'm a Golden State girly because of, back in the day with Clay and Steph. And I mean, just they really transformed that franchise. And so I always those are the two teams I go for.
I get it.
If it ain't my Lakers, then it's Golden State.
You know I'm going with my Lakers, honey. I don't care about nobody else. But good luck, everybody.
It's just hard for me to pick anybody else.
It's just going to be some competitive games.
My Lakers are in it.
And they're in it, in the 4th slot.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
Look.
So that's who I'm going to ride with, y'all.
Okay.
That's who I got.
I am hoping Luka and Austin can come back and play because it's needed. It's needed. LeBron is 41 years old.
What do you think now? So if the Lakers win, is LeBron done? Or no?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think he's going to do one more year. And I'm hoping he stays with the Lakers. I'm hoping he doesn't go back to end at home. You gave them a championship. Let's move on. And let's stay where we're at. Your whole family's there. Your daughter, Zuri's still in school out there. Savannah has a whole life there.
Yeah.
Just stay where you're at. I think he should stay where he's at. If he's not going to retire after this year, he should just stay in L.A.
Shout out to LeBron holding it down. Like, I mean, golly. He's been in the league forever.
Forever? Oh, yeah. He has.
Still balling, too. It ain't like he just out there, they keeping him just to keep him. Like, he's still doing his thing. So, yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited to see it. The whole playing thing, like I said, a lot of people may not be familiar with it. That is relatively newer. They've done a lot of things to try to jazz up. I say in all the leagues, I feel like they're mixing it up. And that's fine. You got to evolve and do things.
Yeah.
But do you like that, the play-in, or do you
I like
prefer?
the play-in. I like that it gives people the option to, like, if you're the 10th seed, and you're playing against a 9th seed, and if you lose, then you wasn't supposed to be in the playoffs because you're automatically out. But I feel like it gives that 8th seed or 7th seed that lost that game a chance at redemption to see if they're able to get in or not. So.
I'd be kind of on the fence sometimes because it's different. Obviously NFL doesn't have a play-in, but how they allowed an additional team to enter in.
Yeah.
Versus they took away that bye week for 2 teams in order to add another team in. And I kind of didn't like that because I said, you doing the work during the season. You play so hard in order to get that spot or to be at the top. And then we just going to throw in another team because y'all want to throw in somebody. Like, you're supposed to do the work during the regular season. So that I didn't like that because it's so hard. Like, it's only one team that gets it. And so now it's even harder. You could have a 12 or 13, 14 win season and still not get a bye week because we want to let somebody who won 8 or 9 games have a shot.
I agree with that. That's not fair.
It's like, So, but with the plan, I think that makes it interesting.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm excited to see.
We'll see.
See him kick it off.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Yes.
All right, moving on to some more ladies. Let's move into Love Volleyball. So it's time for the championship. The playoffs been going on, so I'm gonna do a quick recap of the semifinals.
I know, I was watching.
Austin versus Atlanta. In match 1, Austin swept Atlanta behind Carly Lloyd's 36 assists. In match 2, Atlanta answered with a 5-set thriller. So it was going back to back. And then in the golden set, and if you don't know what a golden set is, it's a tie-breaking 15-point set that's played immediately after a 2-match playoff series. So if both teams are tied, so that's how that goes. So then in the golden set, Madison Skinner took over late to push the lead to 13-8, and then an ace to close it out. So that was the end of that. So Austin is headed on to the championship. And I love me some Atlanta girls. So I watched a little bit of it, and it was sad to see. But hey,
it was good.
It was a good game. And I would prefer a good game rather than a blowout and a sweep. So I like that. Now, in the second matchup, Salt Lake versus Houston was the same type of drama. So Houston won the first match in 5 behind 14 team blocks. In match 2, Salt Lake responded with a sweep. So they didn't let them win no games. And then in the golden set, there were 14 ties in that game. Do you know how much their heart had to be racing during that game? So
Crazy.
Houston led 17-16. Then Salt Lake took over by getting 3 in a row and ended up winning 19-17 because you have to win by 2 after it's 15. So it's good for them. So we have Salt Lake versus Austin in the championship, and that is happening this weekend.
So check it out. This is a good time if you haven't tapped in. It's actually super interesting. Like, it's really good. So if y'all been asleep, wake up.
Wake up.
Wake
Women's
up
sports are happening.
Wake up. Shout out to Lawrence Fishburne. I told y'all, we talked about this. Like, I tell y'all, this shouldn't be a surprise at this point. Y'all know I'm going to pull out an oldie but goodie. I'm going to come off the top ropes with either a movie reference, a song, some type of phrase, honey. I got you.
Yeah, she does.
That's one of my favorites. School Days is one of my favorites.
Look,
I love it.
The Gamma Girls, I know that whole dance and song. And one day for Halloween, I'm going to be there. I have not done it yet. Give me one of them Reynolds wrap dresses, that silver dress. Look, I'm ready.
Yep. I used to, that made me interested in like college life and Greek life because I was younger and I didn't have anybody Greek. And for those that don't know, I'm a AKA. Shout out to my servers. But anyway, so it wasn't like I just had people around to see. And so I saw it. I was like, man, like, what's this about? And obviously, it's loosely referenced, but and people that y'all know what's up. And so I just was like, man, this is just so interesting. And so that just kind of piqued my interest in Greek life when I was a kid before I knew what was up. So shout out to School Days.
So like she said, wake up. Watch the women.
Yes.
So Austin is going to lean on Carly Lloyd's tempo and Madison Skinner's late set scoring. And Salt Lake is going to ride the momentum of Jordan Poulter's elite distribution. Why can't I talk?
Girl.
Distribution and clutch performances from Heidi Casanova and Serena Gray. So Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time is when the championship game is. So please tune in. USA. It's going to be on USA.
Well, we got some college hoops.
We got just one thing from college, and the only reason why I'm saying it is because she is from our city, Kansas City, Jada Williams.
Hey.
If you're from Kansas City, you know who Jada Williams is. You know who she is. She started off at Arizona. She finished up at Iowa State. We got to see her in the Big 12 tournament, and now she is headed to my fave. She is headed to LSU to play under Kim Mulkey for her final year. So I'm super excited for her. Athletes. Kim Mulkey from Baylor to LSU has had some winners. Mm-hmm. She has. So I think this is perfect for Jada to be in. I think it's a perfect organization for her. So I'm excited for her. So shout out to you, Jada.
KC, stand up. For everybody, KC.
Yeah.
Win.
Yeah. And while we're standing up, let's talk about them KC Current because they are back.
Hey.
They are back.
Ain't they? Ain't they?
Yes, they are back.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So
KC,
they snapped their early season skid and they're finally building momentum. Mm-hmm. Timu Chawinga is back. Yep. She is back. And I was waiting on her. We went to the first game and she wasn't there.
I was sad about that.
But she's
really wanted
back.
To see her play. Yeah.
And as soon as she got back, it seemed like everything changed. They got that win immediately 2-1 over Gotham. Now, Gotham's the one that knocked them out of the playoffs last year when they were set to win the whole thing. Yep. So that they got them. So with her being back, creating chaos up top, and Michelle Cooper finding the net, the Current is looking like themselves again, and we're super excited for you, ladies. Look at the dancing.
Y'all can't see me if y'all listening in. Just had to dance me a little jig.
She did a little dance break.
Dance for y'all.
Now let's go into my last thing. This is the last thing feel like I've been yapping all day. So racing, I'm a racing girly now. NASCAR is going to be in Kansas City this weekend. Hey. The Advent Health 400 is set for Sunday. And NASCAR, and they're going to have all the top NASCAR racers, including my faves from 2311. I'm pretty sure MJ will be here. He'll be there to support Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace, and I'm super excited about that. But there's also a race on Saturday out here at Kansas Speedway, and we got invited to an event for Destiny Spurlock, and she is one of the few black women pushing her way into NASCAR's world, and she's doing it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And doing it well.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
I'm excited. I'm excited to meet her. But before the stock car, she was a record-setting motorcycle drag racer and one of the only black women to ever compete in the NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle.
Yeah, because you don't see that. You don't see that.
Look, and now she's making even more history by becoming the first black woman to race full-time in the East Division and now stepping into the National Series. So she will be racing at Kansas Speedway on Sunday. So shout out to you, Destiny Spurlock. Excited to meet you. Excited to see you do your thing. So, black women do it. We do it.
And do it well.
Yes.
And look good while we do it. And all the things.
All of the things.
All the things. So that was
a lot.
But it was a lot of good information.
It was.
We broke it down for the people.
We did.
So now you know. You up on game.
Now you know.
Now you know. And speaking of that, we still got a little bit more game to drop on you because we're going to talk about our women's team, our KC Glory. We're going to bring it on back to football, this time with the ladies. Now, if y'all haven't been paying attention, the Kansas City Glory made a statement in their April 11th matchup, bouncing back in a big way with a decisive home win over the Oregon Ravens, okay? They're proving that they're still very much in the hunt. We know they had that blowout win on Game 1. Game 2, they lost, but Game 3, they bounced back in a big way. And like I said, this is after that tough one-score loss. They fell to the Utah Falcons, and they have responded with some resilience, some purpose, and they have reestablished their identity behind that explosive performance. They needed that. All-pro running back Maria Futali set the tone early to that dynamic touchdown run, and it sparked an offense that was confident and in control from the start of the game. Quarterback Brenna Morris continued to lead with poise. She's orchestrating a unit that's quickly becoming one of the most dangerous in the league. Defensively, the Glory, they also answered the call as well. They faced a Ravens team that's known for a 200-plus yard rushing attack. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Okay? KC tightened up, and they delivered a much-needed statement win, once again holding Oregon to only 14 points.
Yes.
Rachel Frost stood out as a key contributor, and then also she helped anchor that defense that looked far more disciplined and composed. So like I said, the team as a whole, they're looking really good, really, really well-rounded from offense to defense, and now they're 2-1. So, it would have been a little bit dicey. It's like, man, they go down 1-2, but now they're 2-1, still maintaining their spot. They're sitting currently at number 2 in the Northwest Division. That's right behind the undefeated Falcons. So the team that they lost to is the team that's undefeated.
And they only lost by 2.
Huh?
They only lost by 2 to them. So
that was a close loss. So like I said, even in the loss, they still are looking good, proving that they're one of the top and the best in the league. So I'm very proud of them, happy to see it. The girls are doing their thing, and they're keeping the pressure on and positioning themselves as a serious contender. And like I said, number 2 currently in that division.
Shout out to the Kansas City Glory. Shout out to Kiki Blackman.
Exactly. Yes, our girl Kiki. So they are heading into a bye week. So our eyes will be turning to May 2nd, which is their next game. They're going to return for a high-stakes showdown against the San Diego Rebellion. So that's who's next up on the docket. But congratulations to the Glory for pushing through, holding strong, facing that adversary. I know the Falcons are a really good team. Yeah. But we still got some games left, so we'll see where it all ends at the end. So we're rooting for you.
Yay.
Yes. Now, let's see. We want to move into Kina's spring break. Kina probably had the best spring break out of most of us. I love California. I need to get back. I was in Kansas City, but Kina, fill us in on your LA trip. Run it back.
Where do I start? Y'all? So, where do I start? Let's see. Before I put this on the screen, I went to a coach event in LA, and that's something that would probably not happen here in Kansas City, which
sucks,
but maybe we'll get there. But it was perfect for me because they're doing these story sessions, and it's about athletes. So it's about sports, it's about books, which is all me, and it's about fashion. Perfect setting for me. And I knew they would have 2 guests that I am completely obsessed with. So let's see. Oh, I went to the coach event, had a great time. I got to see Paige Beckers, take a photo with Paige Beckers, as you can see if you're watching on YouTube. And I got to see my girl, Angel Reese. I got to see her up close and personal. And the life they spoke into us, like just dropping gems and confidence and just telling you to go for what you know you can do and what you want to do was really good for me. And then also the late, great Kobe Bryant, Natalia Bryant was the moderator for this event. And it was just, I left so inspired. I left happy because I got to meet them, but I was just so inspired by just being able to be in the room with these people, learn from them, and just I was just in awe.
That's super dope. I was so happy to see that because I'm like, I know that's Kina's girl.
Yes.
And like I said, when you get to meet the people that you admire, and that's just really dope and game changers, like that's an awesome moment. And then, like you said, the fusion of the books and that was right up your alley. So I'm very happy.
It was. So that was one part. Dope. So that's 2 of the WNBA players I met. Okay. So then me and the fam went to the Clippers game.
Hey.
And you know, I'm always going to throw a fit on no matter where I'm going. I'm just letting you know. So it was a great time. We had great seats. My husband always makes sure I have the best, me and the boys. So we had a great time. Clippers won. Got to see, I've never seen Cooper Flagg play, so I got to watch him. Got to see Megan's man, you know, Klay Thompson. And then I got to also see Kawhi Leonard, who I enjoy. He's a little different, but he was really good out there. So got to see him. We got to have a great time. We also got free food and drinks. So, you know, I was having a great time
can't beat
there.
That.
Nope, can't beat
that.
No. That's an inside joke, and we're going to move on from that because how'd you get that? But, yeah, it was a great time. The Intuit Dome is insane. Shut up. The Intuit Dome is insane because you have to have a special app to get in, number one. They do facial recognition. You don't even show your ticket or anything. You walk in, there's a camera that scans your face. Yeah, very serious.
I feel like they're doing that like in a lot of places now.
I
feel
think
like they're
that's what they're going
here.
to. Yeah, because it's just, it stops people from having to check everything and do this. The facial recognition, I didn't show my ticket to nobody until I got to around my seat.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, but beautiful. And then, you know, of course, the reason for going to LA.
The reason for the season.
Was to see LeBron James. And I did.
Brother LeBron.
Got to see Brother LeBron. And I met Cameron Brink, if you can see here. We had a whole conversation. She is just super cool. She was like, girl, you are a T. She loved me. I loved her. She said, I need to come back. That's what I'm talking about your mama. We need to come back to a game. Because when I went to Miami, she was the only one that didn't play. So I haven't been able to see her play. But, of course, LeBron was out there doing what LeBron does because he was back to being the number 1 option because there was no Luka, no Austin Reeves, which we were sad about that. But, you know, like I had to remind my children, we did go see them last year when they were all playing. So this year, at least we got LeBron because I was kind of like, I don't know even if LeBron will play. But LeBron showed out. LeBron showed out.
I got to see LeBron once in Miami.
We got to win. So I was excited. So this was a great trip for me. Like I said before, I left inspired because what we do is not easy. Number one, we're women stepping into a male-dominated, like, not sport, a male-dominated arena. Yeah, so it's just like we're coming in with 1 check mark against us. But we love sports.
2.
Well, 2. We also.
Yeah.
So, you know, but just being there, being around people who, number one, are very friendly. I didn't meet a person that was rude or even in the arena. Like, I went there hoping to get, we'll talk about this. I went there hoping to get media credentials for the Lakers. I did not get them, but I was not disappointed. I was happy that I was still able to be there and I got to spend that time with my family. We had a great time, but I know it's coming for me. It's coming for us on so many levels. And I just felt like it wasn't a spot where I give up. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't like rejection is just redirection. I keep telling myself that, so I know that we're on the right path for greatness just by what we're doing. And I know I left inspired to come back here to Kansas City and make sure that we're moving the way we need to move. So LA was amazing.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yep.
I said, I am happy to see it. I know how much Kina loves basketball and all of that. And I'm so happy that you got to experience that. That's a beautiful time, a beautiful thing. And yeah, you absolutely
I'm ready to go back.
Do our thing.
Ready to go back.
Yeah, take me with you. I love California. Love it. Okay. So now we're going to move along. 30-second timeout.
You ready?
I'm on the clock this time. Here we go.
She's
Hold me accountable.
on the clock. And these are, since the draft is coming up, I wanted to do like draft-ish questions for you.
So for those of you just now tuning in for the first time, on a 30-second timeout, it's either myself or Kina. We ask each other questions, or when it's a special guest, they are our participant. And so these are this or that questions. No thinking, just first answer. Let's do it. And possibly an explanation at the end.
Yes, if you need to.
Let's
ready?
Roll. I'm ready.
Okay. Draft night glam or draft night sweats?
Ooh, glam.
Trading up for your guy or staying put and trusting the board? Kind of we talked about.
Trade up for the guy.
Drafting for need or drafting for vibes?
For the need.
Big arm QB or dual threat QB?
Big arm.
Drafting the hometown hero or drafting the best available?
Best available.
Combine warrior or game tape truth teller?
Game tape truth teller.
Okay.
So the quarterback thing is interesting because we know we have a lot of those dual threats. Like I love when you're able to be mobile and pass. I think both of that's important in today's game because it's evolved. We know back in the day, quarterbacks weren't doing all that running around.
Yeah.
They was in the pocket.
Weren't doing all that hooting and hollering.
But shout out to trailblazers like Michael Vick. On the tip of my tongue, I'm going to think about it after. Another black quarterback who they are evolving the game, not only making it fun to watch, but actually increasing the skill. Huh?
Cam Newton.
He's one of them too, but I'm talking about before Randall Cunningham, was it? It was
you saw people old school. Okay.
Yeah, old school. Yeah, so
Donovan McNabb.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Shout out to Dave in the building. I was trying to think who it was. Shout out to Dave. So yes, so game changers like that. So that was a tough one because it's important, but I still believe quarterback, you got to throw. Because if you have the surrounding pieces around you, then you can make the run game work. You can make, but you got to have an arm.
You do.
You do. I did good this time, didn't I?
You did. You struggled with one.
Which one?
Which one was that? It was
the
trading up.
Yeah.
And we had talked about that earlier, so.
Yeah, if they special enough, you got to do it. You got to do it. In certain drafts, it's like, we'll let people come. But when you get some of them once in a lifetime, get them. Like how we got Patrick, I am so happy.
Yes. Thank you, Buffalo.
So happy we traded up. My gosh, can you imagine that? Like, what would we do if Patrick was like on another team? What would this be?
We would be depressed.
Okay. I digress. All right, so we're going to move along. Flag on the play. We got to throw a flag. We've taken it on back to the NFL, baby, because this was very interesting, and I think that this hits close to home for people who watch football at home, which a lot of us do. We know the price of tickets has gone up, especially here in Kansas City, honey. Good luck. If you ain't got your tickets. But so this has been a little bit of controversy. The NFL is actually in possibly a little bit of hot water.
Ooh.
The Department of Justice is investigating the NFL for potential antitrust violations. So the concern is simple. Fans are being forced to pay for multiple streaming services in order to access games, and that's creating an unfair financial burden. So if you think about it, as of 2026, if you want to watch every NFL game, you're looking at almost close to 10 different platforms.
That's
You're talking
insane.
YouTube, NFL Sunday Ticket, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Peacock, ESPN Plus, Paramount Plus, and the cost ranges. I mean, we're talking anywhere from $850 to $1,300 a year, because you're talking about Sunday Ticket.
Yep.
If you jump in on that from the get, that's close to $500.
Yep.
Then you got all the streaming services, $85, $10 here. So it is a little bit crazy, and that is a little bit frustrating. Obviously, if you are in a local town, you get your games.
Yeah.
So we get the Kansas City Chiefs games because we're in that market.
Yeah.
But we know the Chiefs are very popular. They're one of the faces of the league. So if you're somewhere else, you got to pay to get all of those games versus in the past.
Ooh.
Not so much. So they're looking into that, and this is where it gets interesting because we want to see if this is going to shape how sports are now being broadcast within the U.S. Changes potentially would be modifying or even removing the NFL's longstanding antitrust exemption because, like, when this first was enacted, we didn't have all of these different platforms.
Right.
So essentially, they're not.
We just had cable, yeah.
Right. That was it. Okay. Your antennas on your TV. So potentially we're talking about maybe forcing more games back onto free television or breaking up these exclusive streaming deals altogether. So you know how they'll say, well, only on Netflix.
Yeah.
You can only watch it. And so it's like, well, dang, I got to pay $20 to watch this one game. So I'm kind of glad about this, to be honest, because while, like I said, I'm lucky to be in Kansas City to see my team, but if you're somebody like me who watches all the, like, I want to see what's going on everywhere. Like, I'm a football girly, so I got to see my Chiefs, but I want to see everybody else too. So now I got to have 6 different platforms, or I got to pay $500 on the Sunday ticket to see everybody.
That's insane.
Nuts. And even with some of these, when they have exclusive rights, you got to get it. If it's just only on Netflix, that ain't gonna be on your Sunday ticket.
Yeah. Just Thursday night games on Prime. You have to have these. Now, luckily for me, I got all these services anyway. But still, there's people that don't have all of that. And then y'all looking like paying as much as I pay for my season tickets. Like, this is crazy. It's insane. Like, I do agree with them looking into this. Now, I do want the government to look into other things, but
and so that was in the comments. They said if we investigate, then there's some other things.
If we're going to investigate, you got somebody to
better
really
land where it lands. Yeah, I know what we're talking about there. But this may not only just impact football, though, Kina. This can impact NBA, MLB, NHL, all of the sports industries because everybody's doing it.
MLB is a big one, too. MLB is a bit like... There are certain Royals games we can't even watch, and it's just like, well, you got to have this streaming service to do this and that, and it's unfair for a sports fan to have to do all of that just to watch a game, you know.
Because it's like, we get it, everybody's in the business of making money, but at what point do we say, like, you have fans because they're able to see the games, they're able to go to the games? When we start pricing the average American or the average citizen out of being able to afford and even at home. Yeah. Because you think about that, like, you know, a lot of people are blessed to, well, hey, we can afford, we got all the different things. Everybody can't do that.
Everybody cannot.
You know
Everybody don't want to either.
Right.
Even the ones that can, they don't want to.
That part too. Yeah. Like, I shouldn't have to pay for a whole subscription for one game. So I think that it's good to look into. Maybe we need to think about that because you're going to price out all of your fans.
Yeah, I agree.
Point. So we'll see. You know, of course, no change is going to come overnight. This is just like, it was launched in April. So we're just starting out. Nothing has turned official. And of course, this will be civil, if anything. But like I said, we may have to look at how they restructure current social media deals. All right.
I get it.
And then the other thing I'll say too, because we know sports betting is big. So like I said, even if it ain't just a team, people are watching because they got money.
Got money on the line.
So it's like, now I got to pay. I guess you got to pay to play. Is what they're saying. Oh, so yeah, so more to come. But I think, like I said, it's become less convenient and just more accessible at this point.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Glad they're taking a look at
that.
I'm
glad they are taking a look into that. Now look into some other
Let
things.
us know what y'all think about that in the comments. Do you think it's not a big deal? Or do you think we should kind of limit?
Let us know what you think.
All right. We're going to move along to Tunnel Fits and Fashion Flips.
I went with all women this time, and I added one because I just could not leave her out. So let's start off with Kansas City's own Maria Fatale.
All right.
Of the Kansas City Glory, the star running back, and she looks adorable.
Yep,
I love little motorcycle outfit.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's very cute, and it's very her. It's her style.
Mm-hmm. It's like It's like a black jacket. She's got the black pants, the black boots, the shades on,
little crop top,
the red crop underneath, holding the helmet. So it's giving very, what you call it, not adventurous, but what's the term? Somebody that's just not maybe rebellious.
Rebellious. It gives rebellion.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about the classic motorcycle look.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
I love it. And then next we have my new bestie, Cameron Brink from the Los Angeles Sparks. When she walked out on the court, because she was on the court before the game, I was like, this, and it was leather. This outfit is so cute. It is cute. It's cute, and she's already like 6'4", 6'5", and she had them heels on.
So for those of you that's not looking, she's got on like this olive 2 pieces, the shorts with a leather jacket. She's got her stockings on, honey, and her boots. They look like a suede-ish type material. So I like it. I like the color. I think it looks good.
I don't think we're not going to give anybody anything.
Yeah, all of these
this week.
So y'all know.
Flajay Johnson.
That dress.
At the draft last night. Oh, my gosh. She looked beautiful.
That's probably the winner of the week.
She looked beautiful. I loved it. And then there was people online saying, well, she didn't have to wear all that.
She can pop out if you want to.
Why are you talking about somebody on a carpet in a stage that you will never be on? She looks amazing.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show. And that's what
Kendra said. That's like, she looks good. And then, of course, number 1 draft pick, AZ Fudd. Hey. She had an outfit change. So she wore something different on the carpet.
Really?
Switched into this. It's beautiful. I couldn't find a full length. Gotcha. It's beautiful. Like some parts are see-through. It's gorgeous. But not only did she switch her dress, she switched her nails too. So she had nails that matched the first dress and then nails that matched this dress. She was doing it.
She was doing that's the thing. Kina, would you ever do that? Or are you going to get
number one, I'm not going to get any press-ons. Okay. I need my nails to be secure.
Yeah.
Okay. So the way she probably just popped them things off and put the next ones on, I could never do that.
And I guess it makes sense for her playing,
because she can't wear them to play ball.
Yeah.
So, and she said that. She said, I can't wear these nails to play basketball. So when I'm dressing up, I think it's fun. So, yeah.
I love it.
And a lot of people that don't like to wear nails, let's say you have something you're going to, you're like, hey, I think it'd be fun to wear some nails for pop them things on. It ain't never going to be me.
Nowadays.
But they are. A lot of them look very real.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, they looked like the ones you get
I
with
used
the
to
dolls.
love when I was little. I used to love them when I was little. Them little nails.
That you would just put on, and sometimes they was even white nails.
Yeah.
Too. They wasn't for you or me.
I know. Yeah.
So,
wow. Okay. I totally forgot all about that. Shout out to the girls that grew up on with the caboodle kits and all of that.
We was doing it, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that was a good week of Tunnel Fits.
It was.
Now we going to move on to the closing huddle.
Yes,
what can we look forward to?
There's so much to look forward to. We got, of course, NBA playoffs this weekend. The Love Volleyball Championship game Saturday. Our Royals are away at Yankee Stadium, which I love watching the Royals at Yankee Stadium. I've been there. It's a great time. So they're playing Friday at 6:05 p.m. Central Time and Saturday and Sunday at 12:35 Central Time. So check out those Royals. We talked about the racing. So NASCAR will be here this weekend. The Advent Health 400 at Kent Speedway at 1 p.m. I know the KC Glory is off these 2 weeks. KC Current is also off this week. So none of those games happening. But Sporting KC is away at Vancouver playing at 9:30 p.m. our time because, the time change. So, and then we have the KC Mavericks.
Hey!
Their final regular season game is away versus the Tulsa Oilers at 7:05 p.m. Central Time.
Shout out to the Mavericks. I figured I would wear my little Mavericks because we talk about this. I wear a lot of Chiefs gear. Shout out to my Chiefs. I love y'all. But KC Mavericks, y'all, the Mavericks are balling out here. I just wanted to say shout out to them because this week they secured the most wins in a single season in franchise history with 55. Congratulations! If you made the Mavericks game, get there. This cowbell is like part of the whole situation.
It's very loud.
It be lit. I'm telling you, like them hockey games be fun. So this is a good time because they are actually in the playoffs. They've secured their spot for the 2026 Kelly Cup playoffs for the 4th consecutive time. And they also secured the Brabham Cup, which is for having the best record. Once again, 55 wins this season. They were the first team to secure a playoff spot this season. So they've been balling, and they start their playoff run April 24th at Cable Dahmer Arena here in KC. So
I want to go.
I know. We about to go. I'm going to go to one of these games. So, yes, I'm excited for them. Shout out to the KC Mavericks. Once again, KC holding it down. B.O.B. holding it down.
Wow.
Okay, that's another
Go on to the song.
For those that remember that. Okay, Mavericks, we love you. All right, so we're going to close out with Song of the Week. DJ back on. So, if y'all been asleep, wake up. Because I know y'all
already
heard
said this to you several times. Get up.
Chris, C. Beezy, Breezy, Usher Raymond, okay?
Usher, baby.
They announced their tour. That stuff went viral. I mean, it's going to be a time. I really want to go. They're not coming to Kansas City. As of now, unless they add some dates, saying, I don't know.
I'm going to go back to LA for it. It's my birthday.
You're going to go there. They're going to be in St. Louis. I was going to say the closest one is St. Louis on July 21st. They just announced their dates on April 14th in the cities. So I know people are going to be getting tickets, honey. They're going to be in St. Louis, Chicago. So I don't know.
Do you think maybe they didn't come here because it's a stadium tour and because the Chiefs got several, and then FIFA? So maybe they didn't come here because of that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That could be. Dang.
Yeah. We got too much going on.
T-Mobile though? They can't go to T-Mobile.
It's a stadium tour.
I know.
That wouldn't be big enough. Yeah.
That makes me sad. Okay. Yeah. Well, I would love to go. That would be a great tour. Shout out to Hosey. He was like, don't even look at the stage.
Come on, Hosey. No, we are wives. We are not going on the stage. We are going for the songs
the hits. Oh man, I got so many. Ooh. So in light of that, I figured the song of the week would be "It Depends" remix by Chris Brown and featuring Usher.
Usher, baby.
So Kina, you said you're gonna go.
I'm gonna go. Oh, for sure. I've seen both of them in concert. I've seen both of them in concert several times. Mm-hmm. To see them together is going to be beautiful. That's going to be dope. Yeah.
Stay away from the stage.
I'm not going nowhere near that stage, honey. Nope. I'm going to look at it.
Don't break up a happy home.
Nope. No, I don't need none of them problems. Are you going to
pay for the pictures after?
Heck no. I need my money. I'm not paying for no photo.
Oh, man.
You better pay me for the photo.
Right. Well, that concludes our show for the day. We thank you all for rocking with us. Make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram at The Polished Playbook Pod. Also streaming on all platforms where you get your podcasts. Make sure that you tune in. We will be back next week. Kina, do you have any words for the people before we sign off?
No, just wake up. Like Sharon has told y'all several times in this episode.
Get me out of here.
Wake up.
See y'all later. Until next time.